Hi, and welcome to Colombian Jukebox, a space dedicated to culture and independent music made by Colombians. I am Rebecca Liloy. And this is the first of a series of episodes in which my friend Camilo Martinez and I will be commenting on albums from Colombian musical history that are important to us and that could be or maybe already are important to you. At the time of the recording, Camilo was in Bogotá and I in Medellin, which is why we don't appear together on camera. For this first episode, we have chosen Guana Tángula by Albelardo Carbonó y su conjunto. Guana Tangula was originally released in 1980 by Costeño Codiscos, and it was re-released in 2020 by VampiSoul Munster Records. Abelardo Carbonó was a guitar player, singer-songwriter born in Ciénaga, a small town just outside of Barranquilla, and he released most of his prolific work in Barranquilla in the late 1970s, early 80s, alongside his band with his two brothers, Abel and Jafet. Throughout this video, Camilo will be playing some music and commenting it from the album. We hope that you enjoy what we've put together for you, and don't forget to support Colombian artists by purchasing their music. You can find all of the information related to what we talk about in this video in the description below. And without further ado, here is Camilo.
Hi there, guys. My name is Camilo Martinez, aka Masilva. I'm a musician, I'm a record collector, and I'm very happy to be here in Colombian Jukebox. Thank you, Rebecca. So, as Rebecca was saying, there were other recordings that went up till the mid-90s, and then Carbonó, he disappeared from the public eye completely. He was known to have been a policeman, but this was back in the 70s, before his most prolific years. Then, in the first years of the new millennium, he was known to have been a serenata musician, serenade musician, playing Cuban boleros and Mexican rancheras for a living. He also played guitar in Aníbal Velázquez, legendary accordionist's band, and he really came back to the public arena again in 2010 when Lucas Silva, the head of Palenque Records, published some of his songs in a champeta compilation together with Soundway Records. Then, in 2013, Spanish label VampiSoul Munster Records edited a 2-vinyl edition with 17 of his songs, and this really marked his comeback. People started to get interested in Carbonó, especially in Colombia, because of this compilation edited outside Colombia. And he was able to get his band together again and start touring around Colombia and even Europe. Unfortunately, he passed to 2021 due to the side effects and health complications of COVID-19. Who knows what Carbonó could have recorded, written, composed, hadn't he passed away. But he did record new stuff, new material with Palenque Records. Stuff that was recorded in 2015, 16, 17, 18. So you can check this out. This is in Spotify and all the streaming platforms. So, Guana Tángula, an album from 1980, Carbonó's second studio album, but the first one to use his name. He had released in 1978 a record called Africa Llama under the name of Grupo Abarca. And this is something Carbonó did in his career. He recorded under different names. We can talk about that in another video. But Guana Tángula, it uses only acoustic guitars from beginning to end, and this gives it a very unique folk flavor. You can hear influences from African soukous, highlife, Afrobeat, vallenato guitar in the style of Julio Bovea and Guillermo Buitrago, cha-cha-cha, Cuban son, bolero, even rock and roll and Spanish Nueva Ola. So you can hear so many influences in this album. All the songs are super upbeat. I mean, this is a record you can dance to from beginning to end. Instrumentation includes, obviously, acoustic guitars, electric bass, timbales, bongos, congas, guacharaca, which gives it a very unique Colombian sound because Cuban son and Cuban music uses the güiro, which is an instrument similar to guacharaca but different sound. It also has bass drum and hi-hat. So, I mean, it's very, very, very special, unique, party, upbeat, folky album that brings together all this stuff that Carbonó played and was influenced by. It's not salsa, it's not cumbia, it's not African, it's not vallenato. It's a little bit of everything. Let's take a listen. So let's start with the first track on the album, on the record. First track on side A, Quiero a mi gente. Now this track, it's got a clear African influence, like Afrobeat influence. You can hear Carbonó's voice singing, but you don't understand very well which language he's singing. It's not Spanish, it's not English, I don't know if it's an African language, but it seems like an invented language. Many musicians back in the day in Colombia, in the tropical scene, did this. They kind of like, when they recorded maybe like rock songs or pop songs in a tropical style, they would sing in a kind of invented English, kind of trying to make it funny. I don't know if he's trying to do this, but it's weird. You can also listen to a falsetto voice, very high falsetto voice. This is another singer. This is not Abelardo singing. This is another person in the band. And you can, there's a great guitar solo, great guitar riffs, you know, that have like a funk feel, but also an Afrobeat feel. And there's a great guitar solo, which is very, very weird and psychedelic. It has like slide guitar, tremolo effects. It kind of sounds like speech or laughter towards the end of the song. And this is a very hypnotic track, you know, hypnotic, psychedelic. We got the record here. Looks like this. Cover, back cover. So let's listen to this, Guana Tángula, Quiero a mi gente, first track. Funky, yeah? Very African too. Great guitar riffs. And this is the singing, yeah? Unknown language. Falsetto voice. Solo. This This is solo. Very pentatonic rock, kind of funky thing. Anglo a little bit. And the riff, the background guitar is very, very funky too. Laughing noises made by the guitar. Slide guitar. Amazing. Okay guys, now we're gonna listen to El Brinco de la Pulga. This is the last song of the album. We listened to the first one, and now we're gonna listen to the last one. This is the last song on side B. Now you can hear a very clear influence of guitar vallenato here, you know, in the style of Guillermo Buitrago and Julio Bovea. Now, Carbonó was born in Ciénaga, which is a town 60 kilometers away from Barranquilla. And these guitarists I mentioned, Buitrago and Bovea, were born in Ciénaga many years before Carbonó, but they were from the same town. Now, Carbonó's father, Abelardo Sr., was a guitar player too. And we know he played cumbias, porros, and why not paseos and merengues in the style that Buitrago had developed. It wouldn't surprise me, I mean, I don't know this for sure, this is speculation, but it wouldn't surprise me that Carbonó's father would have met Buitrago and Bovea, because, you know, Ciénaga is a small town, and I think he could have lived around the same time that Buitrago and Bovea did. So he could have passed this influence to his sons as their guitar teacher. I'm sure he was their guitar teacher. I'm sure they learned how to play from him. You know, Abelardo and Abel and Jafet, they all must have learned from their father. So you can hear that here. You can hear this. This sounds very countryside music, just like Cuban guarachas. And you can hear bongos and guacharaca and the acoustic guitars. This gives it all this folk flavor, this vallenato thing. It's not vallenato, pure vallenato, but it's got that flavor. So let's listen to this. This is El Brinco de la Pulga. That translates as the fleas jump. You know, they jump.
Acércate mi negra que vamos a gozar con el brinco de la pulga, un ritmo popular. Acércate mi negra que vamos a gozar con el brinco de la pulga, un ritmo popular. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo canto en Barranquilla, lo canto en Montería, pa' que toda la costa lo baile noche y día. Lo canto en Barranquilla, lo canto en Montería, pa' que toda la costa lo baile noche y día. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo canto en Medellín, también en Buga-la-Real, seguro que Colombia con la pulga va a gozar. Lo canto en Medellín, también en Buga-la-Real, seguro que Colombia con la pulga va a gozar. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía.
Very Antillean guitar playing. Just pan to the right. Oh, this is beautiful. You hear the guacharaca.
Acércate mi negra que vamos a gozar con el brinco y la pulga, un ritmo popular. Acércate mi negra que vamos a gozar con el brinco y la pulga, un ritmo popular. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo canto en Barranquilla, lo canto en Montería, pa' que toda la costa lo baile noche y día. Lo canto en Barranquilla, lo canto en Montería, pa' que toda la costa lo baile noche y día. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo canto en Medellín, también en Buga-la-Real, seguro que Colombia con la pulga va a gozar. Lo canto en Medellín, también en Buga-la-Real, seguro que Colombia con la pulga va a gozar. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía. Lo bailo con Estela, lo gozo con María, bailo con mis cuñadas y hasta con la suegra mía.
Beautiful guitar riff. Divino. Well, guys, we're now going to listen to the song that gives title to the album, Guana Tángula. Now, that's the second song on side B. It starts out with a guitar arpeggio that suggests like a ballad, but far from that, it turns into a high-tempo soukous-like rhythm. Now, this is also very hypnotic, very African, very groove-oriented. It has the falsetto voice again, and it's also sung in that unknown language or dialect, at least to us. Now, I already said this song gives title to the album, and in an interview I saw, in which Carbonó is, he says that the record company actually chose the illustration for the cover. Yeah, this illustration that shows like an African tribe doing a warlike dance or ceremony was chosen by the record company, and he wasn't aware of it until he saw it. It surprised him. So let's listen to Guana Tángula. See, that guitar arpeggio, very mellow. But now, falsetto vocals.
Guana Tangula, si lo es. Guana Tangula, te callas. Guana Tangula, si falle. Guana Tangula, batalla. Guana Tangula, me callas. Guana Tangula, ensaya. Guana Tangula, hasta allá. Guana Tangula, me talla. Guana Tangula, ante ayer. Guana Tangula, o allá. Guana Tangula, me pasé. Guana Tangula, mi trabajo. Guana Tangula, yo llegué. Guana Tangula, o acá. Guana Tangula, con los pies. Guana Tangula, si falla. Guana Tangula, Guana Tangula, si falla. Guana Tangula, yema, yema. Guana Tangula,
You can hear Carbonó singing too. The mid-range voice. And this is not Carbonó, this is the other singer. Falsetto voice. Wow. Beautiful guitar solo. Hand claps. Guacharaca as well. And this sounds very intuitive. Very intuitive guitar. Incredible. All right. Well, we're going to listen to one more song. It's third song on side A, A las Seis. And this song is it's very Cuban-like, very charanga-like. Now, it makes me think, personally, of the Joe Cuba Sextet. In the Cheo Feliciano era, you know, Cheo Feliciano used to sing in the Joe Cuba Sextet. But I don't know if maybe this is maybe because of the title as well, because there's also a song by Joe Cuba in this era called A las Seis. A las seis de la rumba, no te olvides de ir pa cantar la pachanga con Esteri, Fifi. But this is a different song called A las Seis. Yeah? Completely different. but it's got the same title. Nevertheless, it does remind me, at least, of this Joe Cuba sextet, Cheo Feliciano era. Let's take a listen.
A las 6, cuando se oculta el sol, la luna y las estrellas.
Lovely vocal melody and harmony.
A las 6, cuando se oculta el sol, invade una tristeza dentro del corazón. A las 6, cuando el sol se va ocultando,
Kind of romantic.
me pongo a contemplar la noche al llegar. Una niña llora, otros se sienten feliz. Y a las 6 siempre estoy pensando en ti.
Very son, very Cuban-like.
A las 6, cuando el sol se va ocultando tras del mar, me pongo a contemplar la noche al llegar. Una niña llora, otros se sienten feliz. Y a las 6 siempre estoy pensando en ti.
Guitar playing.
A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. Oye, vida mía, te recuerdo y soy feliz. A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. Oye, cielo mío, te recuerdo y soy feliz. A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. En ti, en ti, en ti, solo pienso en ti, mi amor. A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. A las 6, cuando el sol se va ocultando tras del mar, me pongo a contemplar la noche al llegar. Una niña llora, otros se sienten feliz. Y a las 6 siempre estoy pensando en ti. A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. Oye, vida mía, te recuerdo y soy feliz. A las 6, siempre estoy pensando en ti. Oye, cielo mío, te recuerdo y soy feliz. A las 6.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure to be here in Colombian Jukebox. Thank you, Rebecca, and I hope we have more episodes. Yeah, there will be more episodes. Commenting on records, Colombian records, tropical records, non-tropical records. Meantime, keep this in mind. Guana Tángula by Albelardo Carbonó. You can buy this album. Yeah, it has been re-released back in 2020 by VampiSoul. Yeah, VampiSoul Munster Records. I think we're gonna post the link, under this video, so you can go and check it out, buy it, discover it, because this album is not on Spotify. It's not on streaming platforms. You get other stuff by Carbonó there, very limited though. But it is a true gem of the Colombian, discography, and very, very little known, even by Colombians. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you around. Thank you.
Thank you, Camilo. As you can see, Abelardo Carbonó was a borderline artist that developed a rich and unique style that makes it difficult to place him in a specific genre of music. And although we can't say that he was an ignored musician because otherwise Codiscos wouldn't have recorded him, he wasn't widely known, but rather a local musician in Barranquilla. This album is a must-have if you're into Latin, Antillean, Caribbean, and experimental music. I once again want to thank Camilo for his contribution to this space and for sharing his knowledge with us. We are very excited for the future. There will be many more episodes to come. And don't forget to support artists like Abelardo Carbonó by purchasing their music. You can find all of the links pertaining to the music in the description below. I will see you next time. Thank you.